Hello everyone, my name is Binks and welcome back to Let's Play The Great Ace Attorney 2 Resolve. And this should be the last episode of the Let's Play. Last episode, we finished the trial at last. The long trial. And we got to see Strongheart go down, finally. Thanks to Sherlock, that he went and went above him and went to the Queen. So yeah, we got him. It was very satisfying. And I'm still like shocked about the whole, like, I practically called it with the scales and the fire and all of that. Like, Jesus, that's insane. I can't wait to read the comments and see what you guys say about that, because that's crazy. Totally blind let's play, had no idea that was going to happen, and bam. Anyway, I'm not sure how long this episode's going to be. I'm recording it back to back just in case I have to append this section with the other one and have that be one long one, but I might not do that. So anyway, let's continue on and see how long this post-trial section will be for the end of this game. November 4th, 4:21 p.m., the Old Bailey Defendant's Antechamber. It really is all over. But did I sacrifice too much? Mr. Naruhodo, I really must congratulate you. It was a truly splendid performance. Honestly, I couldn't be happier for you. Oh, thank you very much. But I really couldn't have done it without you at my side through it all, Mrs. Sato. Oh! Well, she did come back, so it was great. Your kind words mean so much to me. It really was a very splendid show, that, Naruhodo. I'd have thought you'd be smiling from ear to ear, but you look rather glum. Aw, this music is new too. Very nice. I like it. Aw. Man, I keep hearing new music all the time. Well, of course I'm delighted about the verdict. But in exposing the truth, I'm afraid I've caused my client a great deal of pain. I'm really not sure that's what a lawyer ought to be doing. Oh well, in that case, I'm quite sure that when you see Lord Van Zeek's smiling face, everything will seem much better. Does that man ever smile? I will be very happy if we ever get to see him smile. So far, he hasn't, and I mean, can't blame him. Yeah, I didn't think so. That would be so out of character to see him smiling. It would be really cute to be like, we gotta teach him how to smile. Mrs. Sato, everything seems worse. He has a face like thunder. Oh dear, I really shouldn't have presumed. Mr. Naruhodo. Yes? Almost a year it's been now since I first encountered you here in this very courthouse. For you to have risen to the level of excellence you demonstrate today. Well, it's quite remarkable. But I exposed the most unpalatable truth you could ever have imagined in court today. I feel as though I've robbed you of something you held so dear. What was it he said? To fight those who dwell in the darkness requires at least some of us to occupy the darkness ourselves. But that was just the feeble excuse of a coward. Only those with a steadfast eye for the truth have what it takes to fight the dark forces of crime. You made fine work of establishing that fact in court today.
Oh. Well, thank you. What magnanimous words. Bishop it. I'm quite sure that Kazuma-sama would have a smile on his face at this very moment if he were here.
Okay, yeah. Susato's trying to ship it as well. She's like trying to push them towards like,
Oh yes, and you should think of Kazuma as well. The three of you together. Hee hee.
oh, I'm sure he's not gonna have a smile either. I mean, these men were both very traumatized and hurt by everything, so you can't expect them to just recover and bounce back and be happy and smiling that easily.
Kazuma.
Yeah, another serious man over here. Very handsome man, though. Gosh, Kazuma, every time I look at you, I get super thirsty. Ah. Oh, Kazuma, why? I'm so happy you're alive, but like, damn. You put me through a lot. You put me through a lot. Me and Ryunosuke.
Mr. Sato. There's another face like thunder here. Oh my. He really was here.
Of course they're both here because Ryunosuke's here. Oh, he's gonna talk to Van Zeeks. Oh, drama. Ooh. Over here eating popcorn. Yeah. Lord Van Zeeks. Allow me to congratulate you on your acquittal. Hey, you're being civil. I'm so proud of you. Congratulate me or curse me. You failed to bring down the Reaper. I owe you an apology. No, it is I who should apologize. Your father, Genshin. If I had been stronger, then perhaps I made an unforgivable error of judgment. I can offer no excuse. And I can offer no forgiveness. That said, I suppose you fought for justice and the truth. For that, at least, I can't withhold respect. Ah, being all cute and tsundere about it. I love how messy the back of his hair, how it just points up like that. It's cute. Ah, you guys. Oh, you're gonna be all tsundere. I just love it. You guys look good. You're both so hot. And then just imagine Ryunosuke between them. Yeah, okay. Fanfics. I can't wait. Just gotta get through this episode and then I can run to fanfiction. Yes! After all these years of waiting and waiting and waiting. Your words mean more to me than you could know. I will hold them dear.
Kazuma-sama.
I must say, there's one thing that's still bothering me.
What's that?
The will that Lord Clint Van Zeeks wrote before his duel with my father. Is it about the second thing that he couldn't write down? Which is weird, right? Yeah, the 2 final wishes. The second cannot commit to paper. Yeah. And that sucks because if that's the case, we don't know what the second one is. And with Genshin being dead, that's a big loose end. But, I mean, it might have died with him? So I don't know. Confessed his sins to his wife. At least he got to speak to her. What can the second of his final wishes have been? That your father agreed to honor, you mean? I think perhaps... Who's this? Oh, of course, Mikotoba. He knows everything.
I think perhaps I might be able to shed some light on that.
What? Father? God, you're so pivotal. You're so important in this game.
It was 10 years ago, as you know. The day before the execution was scheduled. I went to the prison to say my farewells to Genshin.
Ah. Okay, so Genshin was smart enough, like, just in case I don't make it out, let me at least share the other wish with someone I trust so that they can carry it out on my behalf in case I can't. That was smart. Was it about Kazuma? And that's why he took in Kazuma?
Why aren't you putting up more of a fight, Genshin? If you'd only agree to it, Seishiro and I would gladly petition the government.
This is sad, though. I feel really bad for Genshin. I do. I feel like out of everyone in this game, like, his death really hurts me.
We've been through this already. You don't need to worry about me. Anyway, Eugene, I have a favor to ask of you. Something of great importance. You're one of my greatest friends, Genshin. Whatever it is, consider it done. I'm going to tell you an address. I need you to go there at once, in secret, and telling no one. You should find a lady of the gentry in hiding there. A lady of the gentry? She's not in a good way, and she's with child. The birth is imminent.
Wait. Clint had a kid then? Did he... I hope they're not saying he cheated on his wife. Because, I mean, it could be his wife, but I would assume that Barack would have known that she was pregnant. Although it's still kind of weird how Barack barely, like, talks about her or anything, so... But, I mean, it's almost like it's a secret child. Like, nobody talked about it, so... Maybe he had a secret lover and she was pregnant, or... I don't know. It's just strange. So Clint has a kid. This was 10 years ago. Oh boy. I see where this is going now. Holy moly. That explains a lot. Interesting. Okay, let's see how this goes, because I kind of already putting the pieces together.
As a medical man, I'd like you to attend to her. Please, you're her only hope. By any chance, is the child yours, Genshin? Don't be daft. It's a favor that was asked of me by a man I knew, as his dying wish. My goodness. I swore to the man that I would help, that I would do whatever I could for his...
Okay, it is his wife then. How? Why? Why did Barack not know? Why was, like, the baby a secret? Like, so she was, like, in hiding already? And they barely ever talk about her? So something must have happened to her, because we can kind of see what's going on, right? With the baby. Looking at the timeline.
That I would do whatever I could for his wife and his unborn child.
Oh, this is sad.
But if something should happen to me, I need to ask you that same favor. You're the only person I know that I can truly rely on.
And at least he's a doctor, so...
What did you say? If something should happen to you? Tomorrow night you're going to be... to be.
You never know, though, do you? What life will bring. Oh, he still had hope that he would escape. You poor man.
Alright then. Tell me the address. I'll head there at once with Seishiro and...
No, not with him. At least you kind of maybe knew that Seshiro could not be trusted?
Pardon?
This is a favor I'm asking of you, and only you, Eugene. Which I'm glad.
Right, I see. Very well then. That very night I caught a train from Paddington to Dartmoor in Devon. I found the old house. In the middle of nowhere it was. An old hunting hound lay asleep in the grounds.
Ah, the hound. She was in hiding. Oh, this poor woman.
The poor woman was on the floor at the back of a darkened room. She was in mortal danger. I broke her waters to precipitate the labor before she weakened further. It was a torturous birth.
Alone out there, even if he is a doctor, I mean, she clearly wasn't in bad shape, and who knows what she went through before that.
I did everything humanly possible for her and her child.
Oh.
And in the end, I was lucky enough to welcome a new life into the world. But tragically,
Oh.
my efforts to save the mother's life were in vain. I held the healthy newborn girl in my arms and wept for longer than I care to remember. Eventually, in something of a daze, I looked around the room. There was precious little in it, but an old travel trunk caught my eye.
There's that Baskerville symbol.
It had clearly been well looked after over the years, made of top-quality leather with fine stitching. But it was when I saw the emblem on the side of it that everything dropped into place. B for Baskerville.
Baskerville?
You mean the woman was the wife of Lord Clint Van Zeeks? That's right. The newborn was his daughter.
Is this a new song too? Dang, how many music y'all got? Even at the end of the game.
But that makes no sense. Why on earth wouldn't Clint have entrusted the child to my care in that case?
Yeah. That's sad.
I was completely unaware that he even had a daughter.
Okay. This song is interesting.
I suppose he didn't really have any choice. What? Well, your brother said that he confessed everything to his wife. So she must have been beside herself with worry for her child. If the true identity of the professor were ever to be made public, the girl would be forever branded as the daughter of the infamous mass murderer.
Oh.
Ugh.
It was all to protect her. That's really sad, though.
So the only solution was to distance the young girl from the Van Zeeks family as much as possible. I don't believe it. I imagine that in his final hour, Lord Clint Van Zeeks made the obvious choice. He would have thought to himself, this Japanese man here is someone I can trust. I honored my promise to Genshin, of course. However, only a month later, I was summoned back to Japan. And without disclosing the parentage of the child, I couldn't obtain permission to take her with me.
Aw. That would have been cute. He could have raised her alongside Susato. Oh, how awful.
I was completely at a loss in the end. I had to ask my great friend.
You had to leave him behind, break his heart in the process because you had to end their partnership. But you were like, well, I can lay this great gift / burden upon you as a way to remember me by. I think it worked out though. It really did. In a way, it's like their child now.
I asked him if he would be a father to her. That being Mr. Holmes, I presume?
Yeah, Ryunosuke figured that out already.
Yes. He took one look into my eyes and agreed to it on the spot.
Aw, you're such a good man, Sherlock. That's a big responsibility. And even though he's a hot mess, I mean, look how great she's turned out.
Mr. Holmes, he has a heart of gold. Really, all it can be said that I did for the child was to give her a name.
Aw, you named her. Aw.
Oh? When I'd come to Britain, I was trying to escape from the grief of losing my darling wife.
Yeah, and you abandoned your own child. That kind of makes me a little mad at you. Just a little bit. I know you're trying to make up for it for everything you've done in the meantime, and clearly you guys have bonded, so that's good. But I do feel sad that you did that to Susato.
So it was her name that I gave the little girl.
Oh, so her name is the name of your wife? Really? But that's not a Japanese name.
Your wife's name, Professor Mikotoba, in other words.
The name of my mother. Ayame Mikotoba. Ayame. Oh. I guess I've seen that name in Japanese plenty of times, and I never knew what it meant.
Oh. That's right. Ayame. Or in English, Iris. Iris.
I mean, it should have been obvious. I had no idea. Aw. Ouch! Oh, hey, you finally got to experience it. Mr. Naruhodo, what's wrong? This little thing just pinched me on the behind through my trouser. Oh, that's so funny. He got his butt pinched by Mr. Holmes. Oh, my shipping hurts like, oh my. And the two men in the room like, he just pinched his butt? I don't like that.
Pinched me on the behind through my trouser pocket hard.
I mean, it's not like he knew it was in his butt pocket. But this is Sherlock we're talking about. Of course he knew. Oh, my dear fellows, can you hear me?
Mr. Holmes, is that you?
Ouch! Yes, yes, we can hear you. Stop pinching my ass. You flirt. You see what excessive tugging can do? Let that be a lesson to you. He got his revenge. Mr. Holmes, we weren't able to thank you properly before, but you were simply marvelous. Your checkmate move was a stroke of genius. Indeed it was, wasn't it? I surpassed myself, I feel. It had become apparent to me that to stop the Lord Chief injustice, nice, would require such measures. Muno, Susie! Aww.
Oh, Iris.
Oh my god, Van Seeks is gonna look at her so differently now. He already was kind of like softening up around her, but now he's gonna be like, oh, my niece. Aww. I wonder if they'll tell her. They should. That would be so cute. That would be super cute. Oh, I'm just melting just thinking about them bonding and stuff.
Oh, I'm so pleased. What a wonderful outcome. Her Majesty Queen Vicky said she thought my special blend was delicious.
Oh, I'm sure she did. After all, no one brews a more delicious tea than you do, Iris.
Let's have a party to celebrate. And Mr. Reaper, you simply must come too.
Why do you guys keep calling him that? He's not the Reaper. Oh, you need to call him Uncle.
What? I'm afraid I couldn't. Reaper of the Bailey, flustered by a 10-year-old girl. Again.
No, really? Oh, pooh.
But I give you my word that I shall present myself at your residence in the near future to express my gratitude.
Aw, yeah, he's gonna make an effort.
Oh, how lovely. You've promised now. I won't let you forget. Bye for now, then.
Alright, Iris. Thank you for all your help earlier.
Oh, that was nothing. Just come back home soon.
Aw.
Ouch! Ugh, one final pinch goodbye, was it?
Bold man. Doing that right in front of his boyfriend. Boyfriends, plural, maybe. Aw, now Kazuma's smiling. Yeah, he looks less serious. Well, I think I ought to be leaving. Lord Van Zeeks, would you care to accompany me? Yes! Let's start the OT3 by you guys bonding!
Certainly. Mr. Naruhodo, allow me once again to express my deep gratitude to you. I believe you saved my life.
Wait, Lord Van Zeeks.
Yes,
What are you intending to do now?
well, clearly. I shall have to resign from the prosecutor's office.
Oh no.
I intend to publicize the full truth about the professor case. Once that's done, the Van Zeeks family will be ostracized completely from London society.
Surely not.
So as soon as I am free from my employment, I shall leave the capital.
Oh, I see. Well, you could always come visit me in Japan. Hmm? Don't be a fool? Who's that? Oh, Kazuma. Are those the actions of a man once feared as the mighty Reaper of the Bailey?
I beg your pardon.
For the past 10 years, you've endured that pseudonym and been cast as one of the dark forces yourself. Now that you've finally been freed from that disrepute, your battle is just beginning, surely.
Well, I certainly never expected to hear those words from your lips.
I waited a very long time to come to London. Now I'm properly here. I intend to learn all that I can. Ah, makes sense. That means we won't be seeing you back in Japan anytime soon, unfortunately. Anyway, goodbye for now. Ryunosuke Naruhodo. That flirty little smirk. Love it.
Kazuma Asogi. It seems as though he's really matured suddenly.
He's not the only one who's matured, Mr. Naruhodo.
Hmm?
Well, I think we should make our way back to Baker Street. We must help Iris with tonight's dinner.
We must. Okay.
It was then
I came to an important decision about my future. Which is, you're probably gonna go back to Japan. I mean, you have to, right? It's a shame. Because everybody's so happy together now. Oh, big fancy meal. 6:25 now, and home's is sweet. I'm home. Aw. But this is not gonna be your home no more. Ah! Ah! About time you got here. We've been waiting ages, Otto. What are you doing with that colorful piece of history? Gina, no. It's a party, isn't it? It's gotta go off with a bang. I mean, fireworks ideally. But when you ain't got fire, smoke's the next best thing, ain't it? There's a girl on Fresno Street who could help you with that, I think. Right. I'll remember that. You don't have to reload that thing every time I speak. Oh? Who's this? You really must hear this. It's quite the most extraordinary thing. Oh. I assure you, it will defy your expectations. Take down every detail now, Mikitoba. He's like trying to catch up from lost time. He's like, I have my partner back. We must go through everything together. The world-famous great detective regaling his partner with the tale of his adventure. A sight to behold. He's so happy. Would you care to hazard a guess? Where do you suppose the fiendish runaway had concealed himself? Would you believe? Inside the trunk I found abandoned in his cabin. I would believe it, yes. I say, Mikotoba, I detect not a hint of surprise. I wonder why that is, Maybe because I was there at the scene as well, Holmes. You have plenty to tell him from when he was not around. Why are you telling him stuff that he already knows, Sherlock? What? You were? Then why the deuce didn't you say so before? Sherlock, you idiot. Not quite the sight I was expecting to behold, but still. It's hard not to feel privileged to see it. Looking at him disapprovingly, like, you can't even remember which ones I was there for and which ones I wasn't, you idiot. Hello, Mr. Holmes. Professor Mikotoba. I'm finally back from the Bailey. And not a moment too soon. A feast prepared by Iris and Mrs. Sato awaits. I must say, I haven't seen Susato looking so happy in a very long time.
Ah, Bruno, there you are. Dinner's on the table, everyone. Please do come and take a seat. Time to fill my boots.
Aww. This is a happy family. I don't want them to separate, but I know it is what it is.
Goodness, is that really true, Gina?
I kind of see Gina as like another adopted child, so it's really cute. Like they're like a little happy family. No. Oh, poor Ryunosuke has all these sisters around him. Yup, I'm losing me copper's clobber and going back to what I know best. It's a diver's life for me.
You're really leaving the police force, but why, Ginny?
Well, the boss ain't around no more, so...
Oh.
And anyway, no matter how hard I try, that Reaper ain't never gonna accept the diver turned dick, is he?
Well, people can change, you know.
Ah yes, that reminds me. I rather thoughtfully offer to relieve the bailiff of this now defunct piece of evidence. It's the inspector's pocket watch, and the crown has been reattached. Aw, that was nice of you, Sherlock. That watch was his pride and joy, a symbol of his great achievements at Scotland Yard. For
10 years without fail, it measured every second of the man's remarkable career.
But now, it's stopped.
Come on, Gina. It's your turn.
Someone needs to keep the memory of Inspector Gregson's career alive by taking on the great responsibility of winding that watch every single day again.
Yes, someone with an equally fierce detective spirit. It's gotta be me. There ain't no one else. Quite right. I mean, after all, the boss was... well, he was my boss. Yes, Ginny. Yes, he was. Oh yeah, and I made you a promise and all, didn't I, Iris? That I'd become a proper detective one day and track down your old man.
Oh,
Alright then, it's decided. I'll do it, and I'll swear. I'll find your dad and bring him in kicking and screaming.
About that.
I'm not entirely sure that would be appropriate. Yes, I think, Gina, it might be best to, well...
I think I'd like you to forget that promise, Ginny.
Oh? Does she know? Or is she finally just ready to let it go after what happened with the whole stealing the autopsy report and all that? Eh?
Iris?
Well, obviously I've always wondered about who my real daddy is. Of course I have. I wanted to know where I've come from. I thought it might tell me something about myself. But I've caused such a lot of trouble trying to find out for so many people. Shirley, Bruno, Professor Mickey.
Oh, no, not at all, my dear. Really, you owe no apology to anyone.
Well, anyway, I've decided to give up on it because I finally realized my daddy is the greatest in the world.
Oh my god, my heart. Is she gonna say it finally? The truth. The real truth that matters.
I don't think it matters what his name is or where he's from. Don't you agree, Shirley?
Aww. Is he gonna cry? Cry!
With every word, Iris.
Aww.
Thank you, Shirley. Thank you, Daddy. Oh,
My heart! Yes! Oh, this is what I need. Yes, he is your daddy. He took you in without hesitation, and he's raised you all these years and looked after you. He's such a good dad to you. I mean, he's kind of a hot mess, but he still loves you very much. Oh,
I think Mikotoba. Yes, Holmes. I think that I ought to express my gratitude to you.
aw.
Uh-oh. For 6 years, you and I solved many a mystery together. And during that time, I remember countless expressions of gratitude for our good services. But a moment ago, I heard the most pleasing expression of gratitude of them all.
Oh, my heart.
And I should never have experienced it, were it not for you. You old softy, Holmes.
2 grown men. Go ahead and cry. Be happy.
But I must confess, it's a weight off my mind to hear you say it.
Well then, I think this calls for a lengthy violin recital, wouldn't you say?
oh well, the food would go cold. That's the only problem. Maybe next week, Shirley?
Are you sure a week is long enough, Iris?
Oh, they're so cute. I love them. Love it.
Even amidst the most troubling of cases, even reeling from the most shocking of revelations, returning in the evening to this suite of rooms, there's always warmth and happiness to be had. The home of the world's greatest detective, and my home too, with my greatest family.
Oh, can we just end here? Do we have to show anything else? This is like perfect. Like, and scene. Just end right here. Gosh, this is long. There's more? Ugh. Okay. Well, I'm glad I cut it off from the last episode then. Now it's 9:37 p.m.
This attic room has been my home and office for almost a year now. I've certainly had some unforgettable experiences whilst I've lived here. But I think now the time has come. Time to bid this place farewell.
Oh? Naruhodo? Who's this? Oh, he wants to get the answer. Well, we already know what he's gonna say, probably.
Oh, Professor.
Are you alone? I didn't hear any sound from Susato's room.
Yes, Susato-san went out after dinner. She took a carriage. Something about an important matter she needs to take care of.
Ah, I see.
That's a little mysterious.
I wanted to thank you for what you did earlier.
Oh?
With Iris, I mean. When the subject of her father came up.
Lord Clint Van Zeeks.
I made up my mind many years ago never to tell her who her real father was. It's what was agreed with Genshin after all.
Lord Clint Van Zeeks' final wishes before he died, you mean?
Yes. I've had to take some rather drastic steps at times to protect that secret, you know. Calling Susato back to Japan 6 months ago, for example.
That's why?
Oh.
When I read Soseki-san's report about his final days in London, my heart nearly stopped. You'd stumbled across the crux of that terrible case. The dog's collar.
Ah.
The description of the Baskerville insignia left me in no doubt.
Baskerville.
If you decided to investigate that insignia, sooner or later you'd have made the connection to the Van Zeeks. And to make matters worse, Susato knew of the unpublished story as well. A story that Iris had written based on my notes from the time.
Yes, the Hound of the Baskervilles.
Exactly. It was a work of fiction, but based on the grim reality of a huge beast of a dog being used as a murder weapon. A dog with the Baskerville family emblem around its neck. Armed with those two clues, I feared you and Susato might arrive at the truth. So I invented that story about having collapsed to justify her leaving London and returning to Japan at once. All in aid of halting any investigations you and she might have been contemplating.
I see. Something I've never understood is why Susato-san came across that manuscript in Japan, though. You know, Iris's The Hound of the Baskervilles story, I mean.
Home sent it to me. That was before Susato left Japan. He was very troubled about what should be done about it, you see. I had read it and carelessly left it on my desk. Which is where Susato came across it, of course.
Ah,
It was the only case Holmes and I ever pursued that I didn't record in meticulous detail. I was stunned when I discovered that young Iris had pieced together so much of it from my paltry notes. Holmes and I discussed the matter and decided that we couldn't allow the story's publication. At that point, I returned the manuscript by post to Holmes for safekeeping.
So you did all that to stop Iris from finding out the truth about her father.
That's right, because Holmes had told me how astute she'd become. However, having witnessed events in court today, I must say my opinion has somewhat shifted.
Yeah, I think she deserves the right to know, even though she said she's okay with it and she's happy and all that. I still think she deserves to know so she can at least bond with Van Zieks.
Oh? I think at some point in the future, the time will come for Iris to know the truth. And when it does, well, I believe it will be for the best.
I think so, too. Maybe in a few years when she's a little older. Actually, Professor, I wanted to talk to you about something, too. Oh? Unless he's gonna say he doesn't want to go back, which would be interesting.
Judging from that expression, I'd say you've come to a decision, have you?
Yes, I have. Okay. Well, it has to happen, but it's a shame. I will be returning with you to Japan.
Are you quite sure?
I'm really only here as a substitute for Kazuma. But he's here in Britain now, as originally intended. Locum student Naruhodo really doesn't have a right to stay, I think.
I see.
Looking back now, when I first arrived here in February, my becoming a lawyer just seemed to be the way things turned out. With Kazuma, Susato-san, and Mr. Holmes all gently pushing me in that direction. I spent the best part of a year immersed in this world, but always aware of a seed of doubt inside me. Until today. Standing in that courtroom earlier, all doubts vanished from my mind. Nice. Good for you. I was totally focused. I was sure of my belief in my client, and I was sure I could see the trial through. And at the end of it, I finally realized no one else chose this path for me. I chose it myself.
The path of a defense lawyer, eh?
Yes, that's what I am now. That's what I'll be going back with you to Japan as. And that's the path I'll be following for the rest of my life.
Well, it sounds like you've made quite a resolution there.
I have.
Very well then. I must say, it's extremely welcome news. I shall make arrangements for your return first thing tomorrow, but I don't imagine we'll depart for a few days.
Not with the symposium having been cancelled now. Such a shame.
Never mind, I'm sure there'll be other opportunities in the future. Well then, I'll bid you good night.
Oh, she heard all that then. Susato-san. I just wanted to let you know I'm back. What were you up to? Did you, hear what your father and I were discussing? I'm sorry. I did, yes. I couldn't help but... Oh, how much did you hear? Well,
From the part about Iris's real father, I think.
In other words, from the beginning.
So you've made up your mind. You'll return to Japan and continue working as a defense lawyer.
Yes, I'm sorry. I really should have consulted you about it. I did want to earlier this evening, actually, but you'd already gone out.
Oh no, that's quite alright. I already knew that it's what you'd decide, Lord Hodo-san.
You did?
Ooh. This is cute. I like this. Oh, are we hinting at the romance now? Uh-oh. No, my shipping. Stop. I like them as sister and brother. Although, in order for Phoenix to exist, I'm not surprised if this happens. This is nice, though. I like this music.
Suzata-san?
Yes?
He is a little older than her, but it's cute.
I suppose this means it has to be farewell soon.
I suppose.
You'll be a great help to Kazuma going forward. I mean, I know he's a brilliant lawyer, but he's new to the British courtroom. He'll certainly benefit greatly having a brilliant judicial assistant at his side.
I'll do my very best.
Girl, why you playing? We know what you told your father before, that you wanted to stay with Naruhodo.
I wish I could say it, but I just can't.
Maybe she's hoping he'll say it. He's too shy.
I can't ask her to come with me. After all, she was always supposed to be coming to Britain as Kazuma's assistant.
It's growing late. You should both try to get some sleep. I'm sure you must be exhausted after today.
Oh, yes, you're right.
Before I retire, let me just say one more time. You really were quite splendid in court today. So, if you ask me, anyone who thinks of you as a substitute or a locum should be ashamed of themselves.
Aw, she's the best. Like, seriously, I like them as siblings, but like, even then, or just friends. Like, she's really great.
Susato-san. Thank you.
Aw. Cute. Really like that song. Dang, they really add in all this last minute. Alright, finally, I think this might be it. Us literally leaving. Dang, they really dragging this out. Ooh, this is getting late for me to be recording. Alright, November 7th, 5:42 a.m., Port of Dover, Quayside.
I can't believe this day's finally come.
Aww.
You're really leaving then, Runo?
I'm afraid so, Iris. Thank you so much for everything. I don't know what I'll do without your wonderful cooking and delicious tea.
Oh, I wish you weren't going. But you have to come back and visit. Say you will.
Of course. I promise.
Aw.
Well, it was a very brief reunion, but it was a pleasure to pursue a case with you again after so long.
You two having a moment.
For a while, at least, it felt like old times.
Yes, I suppose on reflection, there's something to be said for it. Having a little fun once in a while.
I'll just go and say goodbye to the professor as well, I think.
Alright, Iris, you do that.
Oh,
Susato-san.
oh, voice acting.
I've just checked, Naruhodo-san. Your luggage is already on board. Such a beautiful morning. Perfect for embarking on a journey, isn't it?
Before I set off, I'd just like to say how thankful I am for everything you've done for me. And give my warmest regards to Kazuma, please.
Aw, he's not there to say goodbye? That makes me sad. That really makes me sad and mad, actually. Damn. Okay, fine. Be that way, game. I'm still gonna ship it. You can't stop me.
Actually, I think you ought to give him your regards in person, don't you?
Sorry?
Ryunosuke,
Oh, okay. Yay! He did show up at the end. She's like, she had to make sure to tell him, by the way, your babe is leaving. You better come say goodbye.
Kazuma! What are you doing here?
do you really think I'd miss my best friend's departure?
So weird to hear their voices. Other than just the brief objection and stuff.
Thanks.
Oh.
To be honest, I'd been looking forward to our wild time tearing up the streets of Her Majesty's capital, but,
Well, we'll have to save that for another time. Personally, I'm looking forward to facing you in court again.
Me too. But, we're both defense lawyers, so,
I'm going to become a prosecutor.
Ah. Well, that works out. Rivals slash lovers. Woo.
I'll stay in Lord Van Zeek's tutelage for the time being, but before long, I intend to be just as formidable as the Reaper himself.
Why do y'all keep calling him the Reaper? That bothers me.
oh, I see.
Actually, Ryunosuke, I have a favor to ask.
Oh? I'm living for this, though. Voice acted. A little touching goodbye.
Name it.
Oh?
I'd like you to take care of this for me for a while.
Karuma? Why?
Because I've seen it now. I've seen what's inside me, the demon that reared its ugly head that day.
My favorite song.
It was only for the briefest of moments. The last time I came face to face with that inspector. But it was unmistakable. I wanted to kill him. I've always known there are demons that live inside people. And now I know there is one in me. The fact that it very nearly consumed me is something I'll carry with me until the end of my days.
Aw. I've missed this song for him, though.
While I devote my life to fighting those whose demons have got the better of them. As a prosecutor,
So, that's what you've resolved to do, is it?
until I'm ready to face the demon within me, to slay it once and for all. I leave this in your care,
Aw,
if you'll take it.
that's so sweet. I mean, that also says a lot, right? That sword is very meaningful to him. Guys, the shipping between them is so strong. Like, this is not just Yaoi fangirl. This is like, damn, bro. This is like beyond just best friends. Like, come on, man. Wow. Wow.
Of course I will. I'll keep it by my side. Always. Until we meet again, then. You have your path to follow, and I have mine.
Aw.
Naruhodo-san?
Now she's gonna tell him.
The path you're going to follow from now on. I wonder if I might follow it at your side, and unless I'd be a burden.
Aw.
What? I mean, I would very much like you to come with me. But aren't you...
You're so predictable, Ryunosuke.
I am?
He's like, she's like a sister to me. So yeah, you can take her. It's fine. It's cool. I mean, they weren't very close anyway. And that's kind of sad, but it's true. He's like, if you guys have to have kids, it's fine. I mean, I know that your heart's really with me. Big stop.
Honestly, you never change at all. But that's what I like about you.
I have to say, I also would not mind an OT3 of these three. Like, where they share Naruhodo, because I think that's a nice, healthy solution here. I think that's cute, too.
You mean you knew about this?
It was the evening after Lord Van Zeek's trial came to an end. She came to see me at the prosecutor's office.
Really? Oh, when I had that conversation with Professor Mikotoba.
Yeah, that's why she left. Makes sense.
So, you'd go with Ryunosuke back to Japan?
Yes. I know it's unfair of me to follow my own interests like this.
Coming here especially to tell me. You're a stickler for etiquette, aren't you? Well, what are his feelings?
We've never discussed it, of course, and Naruhodo-san has made no such suggestion. I worry that perhaps I'd be a burden to him.
He's just as much of a stickler for etiquette as you are. He'd never say anything before he was asked. But I'd feel happy knowing you were with him. Look out for him on my behalf, will you?
Aww.
Of course.
That's so cute. That's adorable. OT3, maybe.
Susato-san.
If not, then platonic. OT3 is fine with me. Yeah.
What do you think, Naruhodo-san?
With you by my side, no trial would seem too daunting.
I mean, I know we're talking technically about work and like trials and being a lawyer and all that, but this feels very heavy. Like much more like hand in marriage. Like you want to go and be with him, follow his path, be with him romantically in the future. That's what it feels like, really.
So if you're willing, I'd be honored if you'd come with me. Together we can take on the world.
I'm terribly incompetent, but if you'll have me, I'd be delighted.
Oh, no, not at all. If anyone's terribly incompetent, it's me.
You guys, come on.
Ah! What's wrong?
Your luggage, Susato-san. There's no time. The ship's going to set sail any minute now.
It's all right. There's no need to worry. As it happens, my luggage is already on board too.
Yeah, she knew.
It is?
Your fine judicial assistant has everything in hand as always, I see.
ship's about to leave!
Time to go then. Look after yourself, Runosuke.
Oh, we got to hear a little Iris for a brief moment.
Kazuma, draw your sword.
What? Why? What are we doing? Crossing swords, huh? Very gay of you. Ooh,
One
new.
day, when our paths cross, once more, we'll fight a duel of words across the courtroom. A day I eagerly await as a lawyer.
I've been waiting to hear you say that, partner.
So gay. Love it. Nice music and everything. Beautiful.
Don't forget me then, Kazuma.
As if I could, Ryunosuke.
And Mr. Sholmes, thank you so much. I'm very much indebted to you.
Indeed, Mr. Naruhodo. I believe you are.
I'll never forget all you've done for me during my time in London.
Quite. I should like to think you will remember your debt of gratitude. Especially when I visit you in your country.
Aww.
What? The truth is, although many are ignorant of the fact, the world is far smaller than most folk realize.
Well, I'd be delighted if you came to Japan one day.
Oh yes! Would welcome you with open arms, Mr. Sholmes.
Oh, that sounds wonderful! I can't wait!
Aww.
In that case, let us conclude that this is to be merely a brief parting, my dear fellows.
And that brings us to the end of my adventures in Great Britain. A peculiar twist of fate brought me halfway around the world those many months ago. But that was just the start of my journey. Who knows where fate will lead me next? Still, I'm confident this won't be my last meeting with the friends I've made in London. And when we're together again, no doubt the first words I'll hear will be,
Come, the game is afoot.
Aww.
The ship, with our friends from the east, sailed steadily towards the distant horizon. But Sholmes's face was alight with joy. The times may change, but a steadfast friendship will remain true, Wilson. We have but to gently close our eyes, and we are with our companions once more.
So, I do just that. And when I do, I can hear his strong, familiar voice ring out.
objection!
Yay!
Until we meet again, Runo.
Cute. Very good. Oh, that was great. Love it. Voice acting and all that was a nice touch. I've been thoroughly inundated with inquiries about my remote cinematograph since that day, but I'm no purveyor of electrical goods. And what of the promised closed court, whatever? Anyway, I've decided an absence from London is in order. The Empire of Japan, perhaps? I understand that wardrobe class incurs no charge whatsoever. Oh, so you want to stow away? It always goes by so fast. So if I miss stuff, you guys have to pause and read it. I
gave a little note to Shirley the other day. It just said, "Thank you for everything, Daddy," but it made Shirley cry. And I gave him some lotion I'd invented as well to dye his hair red safely. But he said that might make him cry too, so he'd rather not use it.
Yeah. Dyeing his hair that way would have been much better.
In those days, when I was known as the Reaper, I felt your presence at my side. Once, unable to bear the burden of that grim pseudonym, I even retired from the courtroom. Despite everything, I still wear your prosecutor's badge with pride. But the darkness that once beset me is no more, as you too are no more. In the words of a young foreign friend of mine, I must stride forward toward a brighter future.
Good for you, man. Hopefully you will bond with Iris now.
The post left a note for me, you know, and I can read every letter now, A to Z, the whole lot. It's cleared a load of stuff up. The boss was trying to protect me, see? And that's exactly what me and Chief Inspector Toby here are gonna keep doing for Londoners.
Good for you, Gina.
I only wish I could have said how grateful I was before he... you know.
Aw. Ooh, nice music.
Gina, the truth is, I'm not the upstanding fellow you think I am. I might be a diver at heart, but it's a good heart. You've reminded me I need to be true to myself. I've got one more job to take care of before it's Tartar to London town for the foreseeable. And then, I've got to complete your education in the art of detection a la Gregson, as they say.
Aw. He really did care about her. He did bad things, but I know he had good intentions. Oh, you.
Your Excellency, this man is accused of illegal entry into the office of the Ministry of Arts or...
What? Objection, oblique overstatement, overruled. The minister has been detained in Britain anyway.
Who is this catfish counsel for defense? And women are forbidden in this courtroom. Oh, really? My friend Sato-san is in the British courtroom all the time and doing a wonderful job.
I forgot what voice I gave her.
Perhaps I should have engaged the services of a regular...
Wait, they were both trying to be his lawyer? Aw. I guess those are all our friends we'll see again. Oh.
Mama, is it true about Japanese people? Are they experts at filleting corpses?
Yes, they are. Fish corpses on the whole.
I'd like to hone my own filleting skills. You don't mind, do you, Mama?
Yes, I do. I'm not a corpse yet, am I?
No. And I'm glad.
They're a weird pair. One sexy, one cute and scary. Oh, you fool.
Here I am again in Great Britain on the invitation of my dear old university friend. He sent me a very nice letter saying he'd like to show me around now that everything was settled. But what have I done? I was so excited I picked this splendid hotel and now I can't afford the bill. Oh, Barack, come to my rescue again, please. I wish I could just vanish into thin air sometimes.
Oh, you idiot.
I still kind of think you and Barack are adorable.
It's nice to see that he invited you back, now that everything's okay. Oh, sexy lady.
When I went to make the waxwork impression of the killer in the cemetery, I realized what happened. But even in the witness stand at the highest court in the land, I could never speak of it. The Lord Chief Justice and I had struck a bargain, you see. For a faithful reproduction of the visage, there is nothing Rita's spells will not do.
This game had great music. Oh, this poor man.
Everyone calls me gossip. I sell jaunty little bits to passers-by.
Hey, everyone calls me a Papino and I sell other spaghetti.
Everyone, they call me... No, I cannot do it. This is ridiculous.
Oh, darling, how charming.
You've made lots of new friends here, I'll say. Yes, and when we release, we're all going to...
Okay, I don't know. It's going too fast. It's daily. Sorry, said it wrong. Gosh. It's like... It makes sense, though, he's in trouble because he was doing some naughty things, but... It's funny to think of him hanging out with them, of all people.
When I was accepted on the foreign study tour, I knew exactly what path I had to take, and however it might have ended, I knew that I wanted you there to see it. If I'd ended up in the dock, there's no one I would have rather had defending me. But now, thanks to you, there's a new path I want to take. I'm sure we'll meet again in the courtroom, my friend. Until then, I leave Karuma in your care.
Aww. I'm so glad you're alive and okay. When we thought he died, man, that was hard for me. It was really hard. Oh.
I've made some tea, Naruhodo-san. It's important that you rest while you can. Once we arrive in Japan, you shall be busy establishing your new office. I'm so delighted to be accompanying you. After all, your talents have been recognized by a great detective. Because you really are the greatest of lawyers. A great ace attorney, some might say.
She got to say the title. Oh, that's a nice picture.
Aww! Yay! I love it. Love it.
Oh, that has to be the thumbnail. It's so good. It's kind of spoilery about Kazuma, though. Shoot. Oh, man, I want to use it as a thumbnail, but I don't want to spoil people. Alright, well, I think that's it. I know this is just going to be them walking and showing more of the credits and stuff, which is great. But I think that's going to have to be it. Amazing game, amazing voice actors, amazing writing and story and all of that. I really enjoyed this. I wish it didn't take so long for me to finish this game. It's been almost a whole year. I had to take breaks and all of that. So it's been a bit rough at times. There's been some moments here and there where I definitely felt like burnt out and was kind of lost the enjoyment for it for a bit. Especially in like the middle section, I was just like, oh, I just can't. But then I was able to persevere and get through it, and then I got back to loving it again towards the end, even though it was really dragging on. But not like dragging on in a boring way, it was just taking too long. But it was still intriguing and captivating and interesting, so even though it was long, it was good. But this has been a great 2-game series. I did hear that they don't plan on making another one, and I can see why. I think the story is complete enough as it is that they really don't need to do any more, even though there's room for other storylines if they did want to do any more in the future. Of course, we love the characters enough that if they did end up doing more, I think it would be well received. But I'm also okay with them just leaving it. This is great. It's so good to see everybody. But anyway, I'm gonna have to end this right here because I really do have to get ready for bed because this is late for me. Oh, wow. But yeah, this ended up being very long post-trial. But I've really enjoyed this game overall. It's definitely high up there. I don't think it's my favorite. I know a lot of people say this is their favorite now in the series. I'm still very biased towards some other games. Apollo Justice is my favorite character of the series, so games with him in it, I'm already like more biased towards, and I still kind of feel like Investigations 2 just really, when I first saw it or played it, or when I first saw it, it hit me in a way that this one, even though it hit me a lot, Investigations 2 really got to me. But I think it's because we had already played with games with Miles Edgeworth for a while that Investigations 2, the payoff of it felt much better, felt much more earned in a way. So because this one only had 2 games of us getting to know them, even though it was long and the pacing was good, I think I had mentioned before, I don't feel as attached to some of the characters in here as I do to the other like main series characters. But overall, I am attached to them. I do like them a lot. Especially like the last parts of the game had enough development that I definitely was happy. And I was like, oh, the family feel stuff definitely made me really happy. And of course, all my shipping is like, yeah, look at that, look at that. He's waiting for you. Oh my god, that is so gay. Look at that, walking towards him. I thought I'd be done talking, but glad I kept talking because that's perfect. Yes, that's your true love right there. Sorry, it's just, look at that, look at that. Oh, they know what they're doing. Oh, Capcom, thank you. Thank you so much. I'm so glad that he is alive. Because it was like, I understood like the, comparison of having his best friend / mentor similar to what happened to Mia. But then for him to be alive was so much better. It was like, oh, great twist, great storyline. And it just felt like, oh, they didn't waste this great character. Like, I felt sometimes like Mia was wasted. I mean, at least with Mia, they did bring her back as a ghost and have some other flashbacks and stuff to flesh her out. But when you have a great character, it's like, don't waste them, All right, that's it. All right, I've talked enough, and like I said, I gotta go to bed. So thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for sticking with me for this long Let's Play. And, oh, I love this picture. Oh, I wish I could use this as a thumbnail. Dang it. Why does it have to be so spoilery to use him? That sucks. I'm sure some people do it, but I'm not going to do that. Oh, that's frustrating because it's beautiful pictures. All right. God, great game. All right. I will be having an announcement video coming out next week. Very important. So if you're a fan of this channel, a fan of this Let's Play, and my Ace Attorney Let's Plays, please view the video that I will be posting next week. Alright? I don't really have time to go into depth about it right now, but I will say that for the future of this channel and everything, you're gonna want to know what I have to say. And I'm gonna say it all in that video. Alright? So thank you again. And until next time, have a nice day. Bye-bye.